All right, we're good. We're live. Not live, recording. Welcome to another episode of Chally and the Boys. I am your host, Stephen Chalicombe, and you can follow me on Twitter at Chalahombre, and you can, of course, follow the show at ChallyATV. Joined with me tonight, once again, is both of the co-hosts, Will and Stash. Gentlemen, how are we tonight?
Hey!
We back.
Was that
We
your,
good.
what the hell was that, Will?
That's my, I don't know, happy Father's Day to
Flipper?
everybody, all the
Mm,
Is
men
that your
out
war
there.
call? Whatever.
I don't know, maybe it'll be the show's noise or something. I don't know. We'll figure
okay,
something
the
out.
show's noise. I got it.
yeah,
That was interesting. Just don't
yeah.
forget it. Okay, so what we got for everybody tonight? We just got a couple pretty, I guess, generic scenario question type deal, whatever. There's not much going on in the current Dallas news. So we're going to go over stuff like team MVP, most improved, most disappointing, kind of stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and get rolling. We'll start off with the easy one. We'll go with MVP. And I would like to be upfront with everyone and say I did not use Dak Prescott or Micah Parsons for any of my answers because I'm not a fucking cheater. But Will,
So are we? So we're doing both offensive and defensive MVPs, right?
correct, yeah.
Not both though. Like I'll go and then you go and then you go and then we'll switch go to
Yeah,
defense
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
start
Yeah.
off on offensive, so Will takes away for offensive MVP for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I'm gonna just. It's the offensive MVP is gonna be Zeke.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Simple as that. I think this is his last hurrah. Honestly, I think that he comes. I think we saw. I mean, he was really strong at the beginning of last year, and he got nicked up. And I think that he's just due for having one more big year. I think he's gonna dip in some few more touchdowns, and if they win, it's gonna be because of him. Because the running game is gonna be back to where it needs to be when they've been good in the past.
Sure, yeah. That's actually surprising. I had Zeke was my number two, and I thought for sure I'd be the only one who even thought that was possible. Uh, Stash, why don't you go ahead and go second on this one, I guess.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna be the one that's right because it's gonna be Dak Prescott for the offensive MVP. So
Take your
if you want to
take
be
your way
wrong,
out.
you can take. I'll take. Hey,
They all count, right?
they all count. I mean, I just want to be right here. I'm
Okay.
not gonna be wrong. Just throw out a name just to throw out a name. But it's Dak Prescott. This team will ride or die with Dak Prescott.
True. And then I'll just pick up the easy laying fruit. I guess after that, it's gonna be CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's really got a good chance at it because he can be extremely dangerous after the catch. And I think that's hopefully where he can lead this team. Take a couple 10, 12 yard catches and turn them into like 20-yard gains or something like something.
Well, I will say this: if CD Lamb is not in the MVP consideration for this team, then trading away Amari Cooper was a mistake.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I mean, he has to
agreed.
be in the offensive consideration for this team to be good.
Correct. Yeah. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Um, I also had, I guess, like as an honorable mention type deal, I had Dalton Schultz. I think just like Ezekiel Elliott, he's got a lot to prove. Um, and that being, him being on a 1 year contract and just looking to get a long-term deal. So, um, he could potentially be like it's like the dark horse for that MVP candidate for the Dallas Cowboys, but probably a little unlikely. Um, all right, Stash, why don't you take us away for defensive MVP?
Hmm. Well, the low-hanging fruit again would be Micah Parsons, but I am going to go with DeMarcus Lawrence.
Hmm.
Okay, checks. Everybody stealing my answers. I should have gone first. Fuck me. Okay. I'm also going to pass up on Micah Parsons because I'm not a cheater. And I'm actually going to go with Kelvin Joseph. Um, I think the easier
Boss
answer
man.
here could potentially be Trayvon Diggs, but I think with the way a lot of teams saw Trayvon Diggs play last year, even he gave up 1,000 yards, whatever, it's fucking fake news. Nobody cared about yards until Trayvon Diggs
No.
started playing.
Yeah.
Um, I still think with the amount of interceptions he had last year, they're going to start focusing again on the number two corner, and I do think the number two corner is going to be Kelvin Joseph. If not week one, it will be week two or week three. It's going to be super early in the year, barring injury, of course,
It,
I
if he's
agree.
not suspended.
and if he's not suspended for murdering people. Yeah.
No, 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 no. If they're gonna let Watson play, Joseph's playing too. You dig?
Well,
Well,
yeah, or else Jerry better sue the league.
yeah. There's no way Deshaun Watson's playing.
No, yeah, no, no.
He's going to get like a 1 to 2 year suspension.
He's getting something.
William.
Yeah.
I am going to take the low-hanging fruit because he was the only person on my list that I thought was a guarantee in any of the scenarios.
Okay.
He was the only person I thought that was like, I have to have that dude right there. That's why I'm taking Micah. Also, he's really good at football.
Facts.
Fair enough.
Facts.
Okay, so we'll keep it rolling. Move on to most improved player. And again, just to clarify, this can be offense or defensive player.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go first here, so you guys don't steal my fucking players. And I'm gonna go and probably shock the world and say Tyler Biotish.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm saying that because if Tyler Biotish, one, if he's the starter, which I'm confident he will be over McGovern. Two, if Tyler
Oh, no,
Biotish does
McGovern.
not improve, Dallas is not making the playoffs. He is going
Why?
to
He
be
was
the.
better. He was better the last half of last year. It's not his
I
fault.
didn't say he wasn't, but he still needs to improve. Like, he
Of
still
course,
needs to
everybody.
get better.
Okay.
Get fucked, Will. How's it
Yeah.
feel?
That was. I honestly didn't think any of you guys had it in you to take him, but I'll go second since my guy got taken. I'm gonna say the most improved player from last year, and since you didn't specify, I'm allowed to do this.
Sure.
Tyler Smith.
Fair
I
point.
mean, or are we saying he's improving from college?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying he's going to take a huge leap,
Well,
and
he needs to be better.
he's going to make a big difference on the offensive line to
Okay.
go along with my Zeke pick.
Interesting. I guess you're right. I didn't say. Yeah, all right, never mind. Not getting into it. Stash, what do you got?
Most improved player.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be Osa Odigizua.
Okay.
Big good one.
It's a good name. I had him as well, actually. He's my number one, but I went wild and got Biotish.
Yeah, I mean, if he improves and as gets on that full NFL workout regimen, getting stronger up front and things like that, that'll help the defensive line a lot. It'll help out Micah. It'll help out Tank.
Yeah.
And help out the Wolf Hunter.
So, yeah, he had a surprisingly pretty good year last year for, essentially stepping in as a starter. Right?
Yeah, he had a good start to the season. He tapered off as most rookies do. Not named Micah Parsons.
I think that also was based on him starting to share snaps. So I'm just sure there was some, I guess, rookie fatigue or whatever you want to call it, but whatevs. So
True.
what category do we do next? Okay, fuck it. We'll just keep going. We'll just go most disappointing. Stash, why don't you take this one first? Most disappointing for the Dallas Cowboys.
Most disappointing. It's going to be Ezekiel Elliott because
Can't use him.
He's
why
already
not?
taken.
I already used him.
Oh, I thought I couldn't use the same player.
No,
Oh, okay.
don't cheat.
Ooh. Well, okay, because I want to use this person somewhere else. I am going to say Tony Pollard.
Wow,
Okay, I like it.
that's disheartening. Any reason, or we just?
Well, I think he's going to have. There's going to be a lot of expectations between him and Zeke to get the running game right, and I think at some point he's going to get the fair share of the load, and it's just not gonna be what everybody's expecting. They're going to be expecting what he did again last year with bigger carries, and I don't see it.
Fair enough. I'll allow it. I'm wondering if I go ahead of you, Will, because I don't know if you're gonna steal my guy, but I'll let you go. Go ahead.
So I was going to take CD here, but he got taken. But I just wanted to throw that out there that was going to be my pick.
That was actually mine as well.
My most disappointing, unfortunately, because I'm a big fan of him, is going to be Dorrance Armstrong.
Okay.
I think he's going to have just as good a year as he did last year, but because he's getting probably 15-20% more snaps,
That's
it's
gonna
going to
be
be a
yeah.
letdown.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with LVE here. I don't want him to be disappointing, but I think he's just gonna kind of have the year that he proves everybody, or not everybody, the majority of people right in the sense that um, he's just never really gonna come back from these injuries and play like he did as a rookie. Which again I would hate to see, but I think that's what we're gonna get out of LV this year. Now I think at some point he could potentially even be cut um, to make room. I don't think he's a first cut on this team, but I think if they like some of the younger guys just enough and they need to make a spot, he could be one of the guys you see get cut because of that.
That makes sense to me. I probably would have said a lot of those things.
So I guess with talking about being cut, let's go right into most likely to be cut. Um, I'll go first year, so I can get all my guys out of here. And I'm gonna say Dante Fowler.
Okay.
I don't think Dante Fowler makes it through the preseason. Uh, Again, this is barring injury. Hopefully that goes without being said, but I think Dante Fowler's just a part of a rotation. He's not being paid enough to not get cut. And if Sam Williams really shows any improvement from college, which of course, hopefully he does, I think Dante Fowler is the first person to go.
Reasonable.
Yeah, that's real fair.
Stash, what do you got for us? Most likely to be cut.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say a certain wide receiver, but I'm going to go with pretty well shocker here, and I'm going to say Tyron Smith.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'll elaborate if you want, but I will say I did actually think about that name as well.
Well, they signed his replacement already, and there are reports from camp that he's doing fairly well and decent. And I mean, Tyron Smith's going to be out at least 4 or 5 games. So if they can get somebody in there that can play full 16 games, 17 game schedule, I think that could be better for the team rather than having him play for 12, 13 games all season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is they get that cohesion.
So
And he could be traded too. I don't think just cutting or
yeah,
trade,
I
but
was just gonna say I think we could maybe add to that. I don't know that he's likely to get cut. Tyron Smith, I think
and he's
he's more likely well, not likely to get cut, but I think he's more likely to take a pay cut to stay on the roster than be cut outright.
he's getting paid nothing as it is anyway.
That's why.
Compared speaking, that's why cutting or trading him would also be on the table because he makes nothing compared to quality left tackles.
Yeah. That's interesting that you say it though, because that's exactly why I'd say he wouldn't get cut or traded. It's because the Cowboys already have 20 million salary cap or whatever, and he makes nothing.
I'm saying they do it just because they can't trust him to stay healthy,
Fair
and
enough.
they want team cohesion
Fair
on the
enough.
offensive line.
Who you got? Will?
I'm gonna take Quentin Bohanna.
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
We had a conversation maybe a couple weeks back about how is Ridgeway really going to make the team, and I know they like him, and we all like him.
Dude, he got in a fight like his first week of practice.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, some veterans in front of him have to get cut, and there's a couple options there, but there's a reason why I'm taking Bohanna. So maybe that'll,
So I have, I guess, honorable mention here for players that could be cut, and I think this could be a shocker as well, but I also think it's extremely realistic, and that's Donovan Wilson. He's not being paid a fucking thing. They obviously like the two safeties in front of him, and they've got a guy younger than him being paid even less, I think, in Israel Mukamu.
Yeah.
If for some reason they need a roster spot, Donovan Wilson could be a dude. I don't really foresee that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened.
That's not a bad name though. I mean that would surprise some people because he's not really on anybody's radar.
No. And then we'll take it down to maybe the most exciting question in the highlight reels. Will, who do you think is going to give Dallas the best highlight reel by the end of the season? And that being, I guess, like the combination of plays doesn't have to be one particular play. Just throughout the season, who's got the most explosive plays or whatever.
Don't say my name.
So I'm gonna take specifically. I'm just gonna take a guy that makes the best play, like the one play, and I'm gonna take Jordan Lewis.
Really?
There's a couple other guys, obviously, that you could take in this spot. I really wanted to take somebody else, but he was taken earlier already too. I just, for the Cowboys to be like how good I expect them to be, they're going to have to steal a couple of these games against these big time quarterbacks. And I'll even give you the game and the quarterback that the big time receiver is going to come up. The Cowboys are probably going to be winning 24, 23, 21. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be driving, I don't know, 45 seconds late, and they need to get a first down. And my boy's just going to jump the route, and he's taking it to the house. It's good, maybe not the prettiest interception, but there's just how big of a moment it is going to make it the big highlight. So I'm going to take Jordan Lewis.
So not only did you say Jordan Lewis, you are predicting a play.
Yeah.
In everything. Okay.
Yeah.
It's taking it to a whole new
level. It's I mean, more than likely it's like 3rd and 3 and they need to get a first down, or it's 4th and 1. But I think the analytics say, like, if the play is 4th and 1 and the team is driving, they're more likely to try to go deep and try to, because the defense isn't expecting it. So I'm thinking it's on the 3rd and 3, probably a little slant over the middle, something just across there. My boy just jumps it.
Okay. All right. Y'all heard it here first. We'll see.
Right.
Sash, why don't you go ahead? You can go next. I don't think there's any chance in hell you've got my guy, so I'm not that worried about it right now.
All right, good. Because highlight reel play gonna come from Connor McGovern, playing fullback.
Yeah.
Oh,
Christmas Eve against the Eagles, he's gonna catch a pass for a touchdown to win the game.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say he was going to throw it. That's what I thought you were going to say. I was like, this guy's pulling it all out.
No, they're going to go Philly special on the Eagles on Christmas Eve, and he's going to catch it.
Okay.
Instead of the quarterback, he's going to roll out. He's going to do like a play action toss to like CD Lamb, like a reverse, and he's going to toss it to a wide open Connor McGovern.
I'll take it.
All right, so you guys went down to an individual play. I was thinking more over the course of the season. Man, I'm gonna go with Michael Gallup. He's got a lot of really nice, jump balls he catches. I wouldn't say he quite reminds me of Dez Bryant, but he's got a lot of Dez-like catches. He's not as good as Dez. That's not what I'm saying, but he's got a lot of Dez-like catches on, whether it be in the corner of the end zone or on the sidelines that are just fun to watch.
Yeah.
It seems to be once or twice every game. Pretty fun to watch. And who I was torn with picking, since we're pretty much at the end of this year, did really want to say Jaron Curse. And I'm basing that off the interception he had with the Saints last year.
Yeah.
And I'm also basing that on there needs to be continued improvement in the backfield if this team wants to go far. It's continuing to be a pass-heavy league. And I think Jaron Curse, with the continued snaps in Dan Quinn defense, could have a lot of really nice, fun interceptions to watch like he did against the Saints last year. Anybody else got another random honorable mention before we move on to the last one?
I mean, I was originally going to take Joseph. And I wouldn't, as soon as you took him, I knew that I couldn't take it. I mean, I was just going to say Joseph just with a really nice interception at some point. But then as soon as you took that away from me, I knew I had to get real specific after that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm surprised nobody took Diggs, because Diggs is probably going to make the best play of the year, but it might be against Washington in the second quarter. You know what I mean? Of a game that doesn't matter, or.
I think so. I don't have the stat in front of me. I'd have to find it, but his history shows us that Diggs will just regress to the mean. Like I saw somewhere he's more likely to have only about 4 or so interceptions than, closer to 10. just with, I guess the numbers show
Oh yeah,
players who've had
yeah,
more than 10 interceptions how they played the next year,
yeah,
as
yeah.
well as the entire defense. I think the numbers show it. Any team that had over 30 turnovers typically goes down to about 15 or 16 turnovers the next year. So, um, I mean, I'd like Diggs to have a nice interception, but I just history tells us that's not likely to happen.
I mean, he could have
I
not as
mean,
many interceptions, but they could all be, some of
sure,
them could be
yeah,
sweet
yeah, yeah,
interceptions.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but
What do you
I
think the
guess
over? What I want? Do they set like an over under on what his picks will be? I
I can
wonder if
look it
they
up real
even
quick.
do props this early. I wonder if that's even a thing. I mean, I would assume like if I had to put a money on the line, I'd say like five, 4 or 5 would be what I would have guessed.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything right now.
You got any gambling opinions there, Stash? Like 7 or a 2?
I think it's over 5.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, he is like I guess, an all or nothing player, so he is going to get his picks. So maybe, and it's not going to be like it was last year as many, but he will get like around 5, and that's still good enough to be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if we're setting the line at 5, I mean, or 5.5, I guess, or whatever. I think I would take the under again. I mean, he could have 4 and have a stellar year. I just
Yeah.
think quarterbacks, even though they didn't stop throwing to him last year, I think they will this year because I just think that's what'll happen. I don't know a really good reason, I guess, but
We got a couple extra minutes here. Just let me ask you one more question then. If say he gets 4 interceptions next year, okay? In your guys' opinions, how much less yards does he have to give up in order for him to be it'd be another really good year?
uh, so
700?
I mean, I think this. I'm
Or is
not
that too
saying.
drastic?
I think
I
the
mean that
question's
that
bullshit.
yards total is a bunch of crap because
Yeah, yeah,
they were giving him yards from being in zone coverage, and
yeah.
you don't know who's exactly
Well,
at
yeah, I
fault.
mean it's a generic stat. I mean the stats are better every year or whatever. But I'm just saying like if you base the same exact whatever it was, Pro Football Focus or whoever did the dumb stat or whatever, like what do you think their number would be this year that he would be at if he only had 4 interceptions?
Yeah,
That would still make him have a really good year.
that's fair. I mean, I'd say yeah. I mean, 700 be fine.
Or like what if he gets 4 interceptions and then he doesn't double his pass deflections, but like it increases by like 50, like 20%.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's like the same. It's not the same thing as an interception, but it is an incomplete.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's really tough for me to answer because he was stellar against wide receiver ones last year when he was in
Yeah,
single coverage. I mean, um, I don't. I mean, it's impossible to find the stats in front of me right here in the next 2 seconds. I could find them and post them, but um, I mean, he could give up 1,000 yards next year, and as long as if he gets fucking 4 interceptions, he's up 1,000 yards. I don't care. He
yeah,
only
yeah,
he
yeah,
only
yeah.
gave up. I think it was 4 touchdowns last year. Um,
But I know, like, remember those? I think 85 of the yards was on that interception that happened again, or the
Immediately
touchdown,
after.
the Mac Jones touchdown.
Yeah.
Remember, like at the end of the game, and it was just I forget who was playing safety, but the safety didn't come over,
Safety
and he
left.
thought he was. Yeah, right. It was probably KZ or yeah, it probably was KZ, but or whoever it was, and then those yards got charged to Diggs.
Yeah. I
yeah.
don't
He
know.
came over. I think he just went real shallow.
Yeah, I think they crashed into each other, right? Because
Well,
he
they
came
almost
shallow.
did. Diggs stopped running because they would have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
So, yeah, I don't know stuff.
Just a conversation.
I mean, I guess I would also have to add to that, right? Like, if Diggs only has 4 interceptions, I'm automatically putting a couple more for Kelvin Joseph and Anthony Brown. Um, I, I mean, Kelvin Joseph is potentially just as much of a ball hawk as Trayvon Diggs is. I mean, it's just the way he played in college when he did play and wasn't fucking rapping on the
Yeah.
streets and shit. But
Yeah.
um, so I guess the last little question I had was, what game are you guys most looking forward to? And if you have a why, let us have it. Sash, take it away.
Cowboys, Eagles,
Hmm.
Christmas Eve.
Is that for your Connor McGovern touchdown or?
Just, I think the division's on the line there. So
Wait a minute. We did a show weeks ago, and
Oh
you fucking guys
no!
were like, "Man, Dallas is going 12-5," and now you're gonna sit here and tell me you think the division's on the line Christmas Day?
You get the Eagles 11-6.
Eagles are good. Could be a good team.
I don't disagree. I'm the one that had Dallas going 10-7. You have the
True.
division on the line in fucking week what? 13?
16, 16.
Nah,
Six,
Christmas Day's not that late.
15.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Oh,
either 15 or
okay.
16.
Even more to the point, you think the division's on the line in week 16?
It could be.
What he
Why not?
says.
You're full of shit. Okay. Uh, Will, what about you? You're gonna say something crazy now too, aren't you?
No, this just happens to line up with my Jordan Lewis pick. But I even going to it. This was my second, other than Micah. This was like my other one that I wanted to get in. Is that it's just at Green Bay. I think it's the Cowboys are trying to fight for position in the playoffs. Maybe they get the 2 or 3 seed, or maybe they get crazy and get the 1 or something. It's just in Green Bay, man. It's just like that's the best place to play. It might be snowing, maybe, you know what I mean? It might be raining. Who knows? It's just Green Bay, man.
Good
You
pick.
know, for me.
Um, so I went with, man, I actually had a pretty hard time with this. I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals. And I say that
I like that.
it's only a week 2, but I think this is a huge week for Micah Parsons. While the Bengals' offensive line was porous last year, they put a lot of reworking into that. So I think we're going to find out a lot about A, of course, the Bengals' offensive line, which none of us really care about, but then B, um, how well teams are actually trying to plan against somebody like Micah Parsons. And I think this is potentially a game where we find out if Micah Parsons is truly a generational talent. And I'm not saying I question that, but 1 year is just 1 year. If he can continue that against possibly the best offensive line we're going to see next year, I think that might end up actually being the Titans' best offensive line they play. Could be the Bengals. I think that really goes to say a lot about who Mike is going to be as a player for years to come, or at least solidify what we already think, rather. Um, yeah, so I guess with that being said, you guys got anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I like it. Solid
good.
episode.
All right. Well, we'll end it there. We'll catch everyone next time. And we'll see y'all around.
See you guys.
See ya.